Hey, good morning everybody. How are you? So those of you that follow my YouTube channel at Missy and Ted's Adventures with Our Four-Legged Friends, I thought I would come on and do sort of like a short video. Just out walking my dog, just so you guys can get a look at my dog. And I have so much love to give my dogs. I have 4 dogs. I walk them at different times, especially Lulu. This week I live in Ohio, so this week it's in the 90s, and so it gets too hot for her to walk later. My smaller dogs, they don't mind it as much as she does, and she has to take lots of breaks, and sometimes she just wants to lay down in a yard because it's cool on her. So I'm starting to walk her in the morning after I get up and just kind of do my little daily routines before it gets hot out, to get her out. And then I like to spend time with each of my dogs separately at times so that they all feel special and loved at the same time. So today's tip, if you follow my YouTube channel, I upload a lot of videos on my pets, my dogs. I have 4 dogs. I do have 2 parakeets at home. My kitty passed away, so I don't have my kitty anymore. Her name was Molly. But I have love for animals, and a lot of people that follow me know that I love all my dogs, so I like to spoil all my dogs. Now, dogs, like people, have feelings too, so they can, you can see the feelings through their eyes. So if you follow me on my YouTube channel, when I do my adventures with my dogs, whether it's on an outing, a hike, a vacation, a little mini getaway, just a venture to the store, a venture for ice cream, etc. I usually try to give little tips and hints along the way for those that have new puppies, never had a dog before, or even those that are dog owners that may not, maybe learn something, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, you always learn something every day, something new, something you didn't know, or even if you did know, maybe it's an easier way than what you've been doing. So I'm not an expert, and I don't claim to be, but I just do by experience. So the experience that I have with my 4 dogs, I just try to give some tips, tricks, and hints on just different things you can do with your dogs. So I'm going to show you my dog real quick. You'll hear my voice, but you won't see me. I'm going to focus the camera on my Lulu. Okay, so this is Lulu. She is a Beagle boxer. I had her since she was 6 weeks old, and she's 5 years old now. So in 2017, we adopted our Lulu. As you can see, she's a Beagle boxer. She's a little on the chunky side, so I try to exercise her as much as possible. As I stated previously, you'll see my beautiful, wonderful dog so that you guys know who I'm talking about, but you'll hear my voice. This dog is special to me because we had a dog named Hanky, and he passed away at 4 months old due to parvo. It was very disheartening. It was heartbreaking. He was my first puppy that I had in years. We adopted him from the Cleveland Browns training camp, so he was a rescue dog. We made the unfortunate decision to take him to a dog park. So one tip that I can give you on any of your puppies, make sure they are completely, utterly, fully vaccinated. Sorry, I got a phone call. Make sure they are fully vaccinated, and make sure that the vaccine had the 2 weeks that it needs to turn the camera around. She's taking a bathroom break, so I'm sure you don't want to see that. Just make sure that your dogs are fully vaccinated with their puppy shots before you even take them out in the public. If you walk them around your block, you're even risking them. It's better to keep them in your yard, or where it's safe, or where there's no new puppies, or no new puppies have been. Parvo is extremely easy to catch. If you're not familiar with what parvo is, it is a disease that kills puppies very quickly, very easily. We had a bad experience with parvo. It was very disheartening. My husband and I hadn't had a puppy in years. Well, at least I haven't. I don't think he's ever had a dog. His family just never, they love animals, but they just never had the means or the way to care for a dog. So he didn't really grow up having a dog. And my parents always took care of our puppies, so my sister and I just always enjoyed our puppies, and then my parents always took care of everything else about them. So I took my dog Hanky to the vet, and they told me how many shots he needed, and then it usually takes about 2 weeks for each parvo shot to get in there and some of the shots to work. You know, told us how many we needed. So we were on the last parvo shot, and I thought we came upon the 2 weeks and we were safe to go. I think it was the 2 weeks, but even after the 2 weeks, I would still wait a week to 2 weeks, even more after that, or even a month, to feel safe taking them to something like a dog park. Walking them around your block, taking them for car rides, maybe for some ice cream is okay, but to literally go to like a dog park where there's multiple dogs and puppies, that's where you got to be cautious, because we took them to a dog park, and just walking by a dog that has parvo, that had either went to the bathroom, whether it was number 1 or 2, they can just sniff it. They can just even just walk by it and they get parvo. So we found out my dog Hank at 4 months old contracted parvo from there, because the reason why we knew that is it has a incubation period of 2 weeks, and we hadn't really taken them out anywhere for those 2 weeks because my husband started working a lot of hours. So we were mainly at home within those 2 weeks when we noticed that he started getting really sick. Bloody diarrhea, vomiting, things like that. So we knew something wasn't right. The vet diagnosed him with parvo. We brought him to the vet parking lot, and he ended up passing away in the parking lot waiting for the veterinarian doctor to come out, because we weren't allowed to bring him in. They had to take him through a special door so that the other dogs didn't get infected that were there. And there was like a back door, but we had to wait for him to complete his visits because this was an emergency and they were already seeing other dogs. So while we were waiting out in the parking lot for the vet to come out and get him, unfortunately he passed. But this is, you know, after he passed and the autopsy and everything, and we got his ashes back on the death certificate and everything. It just, that's what he passed away for. So with that being said, not to start off my video with a sad, sappy story around. So once again, you'll hear my voice, but you will be focused on my Lulu. That's what this video is about. So my Lulu is special to me because she was the first puppy I got after that happened. 5 years later, she's still beautiful as ever, and I love my dogs. I spoil my dogs. All of you would know how much I love my dogs. You can see it through my videos. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're interested in following me and my four-legged furry friends at Missy and Ted's Adventures with our four-legged friends. Click the bell. That way, if you're interested in seeing all my videos on my dogs or adventures that we take and do with them, then you can get the new content that's uploaded. Sorry, she's sniffing, so she's out of the camera focus right now. I'm trying to walk her early this morning. It's probably like 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, because I don't want her to get overheated if I walked her later. So this is more comfortable for her. There she is. So Lulu is about 5 years old. So a little bit of history with her. She is a beagle boxer. A couple years ago, another bathroom break, which I'm getting ready to explain why. She's probably done 4 while I've been on this video. So Lulu, a couple years ago, it was 2019, started getting really sick and vomiting, not being able to hold her water, not being able to eat. She was lethargic. Her eyes were bloodshot. We didn't know what was going on. She'd always been an energetic dog, played with her toys, chewed on her bones, just a lovable dog, active, you know, just a dog. So in 2019, we took her to the vet, and she was diagnosed with bladder stones. Not kidney stones, bladder stones is what they called it. They didn't say kidney stones, they said bladder stones. So at the moment, she had had multiple bladder stones at that time, but they didn't know what kind of stones they were. They said that we needed to get her on a prescription diet food. It's the Hill Science Diet CD. Very expensive. At the time, they didn't have dry dog food. It was just cans. So at the time, we were buying the canned foods directly from the vet, because we get a little bit of a discount than if we went on, say, chewy.com or like a prescription, like a PetSmart that has the hospital in it that carries it. So we just kept going to the vet. Well, I'll be honest, it got really extremely expensive, but when you love your dogs, you're gonna do anything for them, just like people. When people get sick, they go to the hospital. When my dog gets sick, they go to the vet. Do I always have money? No, but I try to put back, I call like a safety net for my pets for emergencies like that. Luckily, I found a vet that worked with us and got her fixed up. So she was diagnosed with bladder stones. They said that she's susceptible to bladder stones. She's gonna have to be on this prescription diet food for the rest of her life. So we started it off with the cans because that's all they offered at the time. And then just recently they came out with the hard dog food. I will tell you, it was extremely hard to train her to stay solely on her prescription diet food because the wet canned foods never satisfy her. As you know, she's a bigger dog and she is a beagle. She can eat nonstop. They consider these dogs like hunting dogs, so they're usually active, and she drinks a lot of water. She drinks more than usual. I think in part it is because of the bladder stones. She's just a very thirsty dog. So we give her all the water we can, but in part with that, it does become an issue at times because, as I stated, my other dogs don't drink quite as much as her, but she's just the type of dog that needs a ton of water. Well, what happens is she uses the bathroom quite often. So I love my dog, but I'm not gonna lie, there are moments I do get stressed out because it's a constant battle with getting her outside to go to the bathroom so that she don't have an accident. Does she have accidents? Yes. That's why we have to keep newspaper in her cage when she goes nights, or if we're going to be gone for a long period of time, because I can't let her loose in the house because she has accidents. We tried the diapers for her, but we want her, she's still able to go outside and go to the bathroom, so we don't want to restrict her. With the diapers, it helps if you're in the home. It helps if you're in the home. Come on, Lulu. It helps if you're in the home. Sorry, she keeps going out of the camera. It does help when you're in the home, but it is a challenge because she does use the restroom quite often, that we would be constantly taking it off and putting it back on, taking it off, put it back on. So until we can find a solution that is not such a hassle, then we'll do a different route. But we don't want her to get used to just going in a diaper. We want her to go outside freely. We want her to get fresh air. We want her to walk. We want her to still alert us when she has to go potty, because right now her bladder stones are controlled, where at the time they wasn't, because we didn't know she had them until she got diagnosed. So she's been on her prescription diet food since 2019. The diet food's to help break down the bladder stones, and then also it's a preventative to prevent any more stones forming. But it's not a guarantee, but it's a high percentage that we're protecting her. So she has to be on this strict diet food. She cannot have ice cream. She can't have like McDonald's French fries, no people food. She's on a strict diet. They did come out with prescription diet treats, and I also make homemade treats. So I'm gonna make a video for those of you that have dogs in my similar situation, that she keeps getting out of camera focus, so I'm gonna just turn it around so that you're not just seeing the sidewalk, so that you guys can see how I make her prescription diet treats. She has hard dog food that I get off of chewy.com now, because I get a automatic shipment with a little bit of a discount, and I get a bigger bag than I would at the vet. I still buy some prescription diet treats for, like, if we're going out, say on a venture. They hold better than the homemade treats. I always refrigerate my homemade treats because the stores put whatever it is in there to protect those treats to make them last longer. So when you make them homemade, obviously we don't have like all those preservatives and additives and whatever you need to put in your dog treats to keep them safe for, say, shelf life of, say, 6 months, for example. So I keep those ones at home and in the refrigerator, and I'll do a separate YouTube video on that, and I'll market homemade dog treats for medically needed dogs if you want to watch that. But I usually make up a batch either each week or every 2 weeks, depending upon how much she eats. I limit her on that. I don't overabundance amount on it just because she does have the bladder stones. It's hard to spoil your other dogs and give them dog treats knowing that Lulu can't have the dog treats because she can't go off her diet, because one time she has, say, an ice cream, it can instantly bring the stones back. So fast forward to today's date, she had another incident where her bladder stones came back. The ones that she did have seemed to had dissolved, and she was back to Lulu again, a puppy. Everything was great. Her urinating had slowed down. The bloodshot eyes went away. She did have a urinary tract infection that she was treated for. She had blood in the urine. All that was corrected. So for a good year, she was great. And then again, in 2020, she showed more signs of having issues. So we took her back to the vet, and they said the stones were back. Let's, make sure we're on the strict diet. Don't veer off of it or anything like that. And once again, she had a urinary tract infection, so they think that the food was working to continue with it, and then just gave her some medication. She seemed to do great up until, I want to say, between the end of summer of 2021 to early fall. She was deteriorating. She slowed down on like being a puppy. She wasn't like Lulu. Like, I couldn't take her for a walk because she literally squatted every couple of steps, which is concerning because on this video she has squatted several times. It doesn't mean that the stones are back. It could just be the type of dog she is, and also I think she has overactive bladder just due to the pressure of the stones that were on her, and her body's just used to it, and she's used to squatting. So I think it's kind of like more of a mental thing now than just a physical thing. We keep an eye on her. Her eyes aren't bloodshot. She still has excessive thirst, which is concerning, but we just keep watching her. She's still able to walk a long distance. She can hold her urine in her cage, which is a good sign. I mean, if we're gone quite a bit long and she has an accident, it's understandable because Lulu's just the type of dog just can't hold her bladder that long. She has to be taken out. So we try to have people like family or friends come over and let her out a couple times if we know we're going to be gone all day. So fast forward to now, she did have multiple bladder stones. Unfortunately, she had two types of bladder stones. She had the calcium bladder stones, which the Hill Science CD food, prescription food, will break down, and she can rid those or pass them, which we have seen stones, not recently, but this is before her surgery. She had surgery October 4th of 2021 due to the nature of the multiple stones. So they had to rid multiple stones. There was multiple sizes, multiple stones. It was very painful. She had blood in her urine. It looked like red wine. That's the only way I can describe it. She had excessive thirst. She was becoming lethargic. So these are some of the signs you want to look for in your dog. If you do have like a beagle, I think it's more susceptible, like in beagles or beagle boxers. It could just be the breed. But if you see those signs, that could be number one why, what it could be, like urinary tract and stuff. She did have a urinary tract infection. So they also treated her for that, but they did tell me that she has two types of stones. We didn't find out until after she had surgery. No matter what, she had to have surgery to remove all her stones. October 4th, 2021, she had the surgery. They removed all the stones. She healed up nicely. You could tell her stamina came back. She bounced back like Lulu, a puppy, like a brand new puppy, just running around, enjoying life, playing with toys, doing this, doing that. But we were told, no matter what, do not stray from her diet food. Do not give her ice cream. Do not give her puppy cups from like Starbucks or Dunkin'. It just had to be completely utterly strict. Her treats had to be prescription, whether they were homemade or prescription treats that we buy like at the vets or the like Chewy.com, because they had them. Boy, guys, it's getting hot out already. Come on, Lulu. So once again, fast forward to today, we found out that the two types of stones she has is the calcium stones, which will break down with the food, but I can't remember the name of the other stones. But unfortunately, these other stones have to be surgically removed, and that's what we got to keep an eye out for, is those type of stones coming back. So when you hear me like stressed of a concern, not quite yet that I'm not concerned, but I have noticed the excessive thirst again. Not as bad as it was before. While I was doing this video, she squatted quite a bit, and then it's just dribbles or nothing comes out, so that's concerning to me. So I think I'm going to keep a diary. Sometimes she's just over there sniffing and not doing anything. But I have to watch to make sure she's not squatting. So if you see me turn my head, is to make sure she's not squatting. I need to keep track of how many times she squats to let the vet know. And then I have to keep track of how much comes out. Like, is it little, dribble, nothing? Because that will be the tall tale on if the bladder stones are back. So I'm praying that her bladder stones haven't come back, just because it's a very expensive surgery to have. I don't want to put her through a surgery every year. We've been strict with her diet. We've been strict with the diet food. But it does get concerning when we do walk her, and I call it pit stops quite often and squatting quite often. But it's nothing like it was before. She's still able to get a full walk in comfortably. But she is a dog. She's going to sniff. She's going to chase squirrels. That's fine. It's just when I'm seeing her squatting a little more than I like. If she's peeing, that's one thing, because she's probably just, peeing out her water. But when she squats and dribbles and nothing comes out, that's where I get the concern. So basically, this video is not only to just talk about my dog Lulu. It's just to show you just some tips on that. So my tip for today is, if you love your pets, I have 4 dogs, try to spend as much time as you can with them, and also do individually. Show each and every one of your dogs that you love them equally and the same. So take each dog and do an outing with them, just where it's one-on-one with either you or your husband, or both your husband and you, or kids, or however you want to do it, family time with just that dog. This shows them that they're loved individually as well as a whole family. So having all 4 dogs, there's always a needy dog. What I mean by that is, I have 2 little dogs that are mommy's babies. So they're attached to my hip, literally. If I'm sitting in my chair, I have both dogs attached to my hip constantly. It's hard to get up and down out of my chair to get a glass of water or to get a snack or something, because they get mad when I get up, and then they got to follow me. Lulu's the type of dog where she's independent. My dog Harley likes to get petted and get attention. He's still a puppy. He's 8 months old, but he's independent as well. So Lulu likes to get petted, but then she just goes on and moseys about the house, plays, whatever Lulu does. Harley loves his stuffed animals. He loves his stuffed toys. So both of them are pretty independent. But when they see Penelope and Sunny, my 2 smaller dogs, I have a Chihuahua and then I have a Beagle Terrier mix. Like Lulu, for example, in the beginning of my video, I mentioned how you can see feelings of the dogs just like humans through their eyes. Well, there's times that I've seen Lulu look at mommy and daddy when Penelope and Sunny are getting loves, hugs, and kisses. But we try to show her we love her the same. No one dog is loved better than the other. They're all four loved the same way. But sometimes pets may feel differently, just like humans. So that's my tip. Other than the bladder issue with Lulu and giving you the background about my Lulu, one of my tips is just make sure you show each and every one of your dogs special time, alone time, whether it could be a walk, an ice cream, a puppy cup, a toy. Just show them special treatment, but have individual outings with the dogs. Make it special to what they like. So for example, my Lulu can't have ice cream. She can't have like Dunkin's puppy cups or Starbucks puppy cups. So we have to make her feel special in other ways. So we take her for car rides. We take her on walks. We take her to the store to get her a toy. We actually try to let her pick it out, like sniff it out. We just do like special outings with her. And we bought her a special toy to help her get her exercise, because that's key with her bladder stones, is her getting exercise. So we bought a, it's called a dog Nerf gun. And you put tennis balls in it and you pull the trigger and it shoots the tennis ball out, and then they run and chase after it. That's her all-time favorite fun thing to do. So what we do is we take Lulu down to a park or an open field, and then she can spend time. No, we're not rolling in the dirt, Lulu. So she can spend time with mommy and daddy solely on just playing with her Nerf gun and chasing after her tennis balls. The other dogs, if we brought them, then the focus would be taken off of her and they would try to run after the tennis balls. Now we have played with all four dogs with this Nerf gun, but Lulu, we try to spend more time with her doing the Nerf gun alone. So this is just a tip for pet owners. Just show your dog love, and you know, show all your dogs that you love them in an equal way, so that they don't feel bad. And just take each dog and do one thing special. And it goes with kids too. You know, kids have feelings too. They think, oh, my mommy and daddy like my sister more than me. No, my parents showed us equal love in many different ways. And if we still felt that way, they would sit down and talk to us about how that's not true. So this is true with animals too. So I hope you enjoyed my video. I'm coming on to the end of my journey of my walk with my Lulu. I got to get her in the house and get her some treats, her prescription treats. She hasn't had breakfast yet. She has her prescription food waiting for her, and get her some water. It is warming up, so I'm glad that we're at the end of our walk. She's showing signs of being tired, so luckily we're almost home. But this is my dog, Lulu. She's about 5 years old. Got her when she was 6 weeks old. She's a beagle boxer. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you enjoyed some of the tips along the way. And I hope that you enjoyed my dog Lulu as much as I do. And if you enjoy watching my dogs and my videos, follow me on my YouTube page at Missy and Ted's Adventures with Our Four-Legged Friends. There's a lot of videos that are cute, with the dogs going to get ice cream, with our dogs just venturing out on a hike, swimming in the pool. So if you love dogs, this is the page for you. And if you enjoy watching my dogs and videos about my dogs, even if it's educational, please subscribe. And if you're interested in any future videos, click the bell for me. And any new content that I do upload, I try to do it either every couple of days or at least once a week. Some videos, or whenever I'm in the moment where I feel like it would be a fun video for anyone that would like to enjoy it with me and to watch, then you'll see the content. You'll get an alert that the content was uploaded. If it's a video that you want to enjoy, I would love you to subscribe, hit the like button, make any beautiful comments that you would like. And I appreciate your love and your support, and you have a great day, and I hope you enjoy my video.